question would be about the relationship between the two countries. How do you see the issues as recently has been surrounding these two countries' relationship, and how do you see it's going to be better in the future? Thank you.
The relationship between Malaysia and Indonesia is a very important relationship because, for obvious reasons, being our immediate neighbor and being a very large nation as well, and also the very fact that we have so much in common, the shared history, religious commonality, cultural commonality, language, not much difference. So it's a very important relationship, but a relationship that cannot be taken for granted. Just because you have so much in common, it doesn't mean that you shouldn't work towards strengthening that relationship. The worst thing you can do is to think that it will take care of itself. And if you neglect that relationship, then you will face problems. So that is why, as far as Malaysia is concerned, we do devote a lot of our energy and focus towards strengthening our relationship with Indonesia. One of the ways is through the annual consultation that the top leaders do. In fact, even before my time, both the President and the Prime Minister of Malaysia, whoever they are, will meet every year. And then we do have the Joint Commission, and we have the Eminent Persons Group, and we encourage cooperation and collaboration between the business sectors, for example, an exchanges program, even university to university collaboration. These are the things that we encourage between our two countries. And overall, the relationship is a strong relationship. Unfortunately, there are a small minority who will want to exploit that relationship for whatever reasons. Usually, they think that Malaysia could be a punching bag to gain popularity, for example, and they exploit that by creating stories like the recent one, that the allegation that we took over some of the land belonging to Indonesia in the Kalimantan Barat area, and that was proven to be totally erroneous. There was no basis for it whatsoever. But a demonstration did take place. Unfortunately, when you have a demo, then it tends to attract media coverage. Media loves to report bad stories. As they say, when a dog bites man, it's not story. But if man bites dog, that's story. So media loves, whenever there's seemingly a conflict emerging, that's the story for them. But if you are working closely together, then it's not really a good media story. So that tends to cloud the perspective or the perception that our relationship is like a roller coaster. There are ups and downs, and we're going through a bad patch, and so forth. And that's the kind of perception as a result of some people exploiting the relationship between Malaysia and Indonesia. But it doesn't mean that we cannot resolve the problem. So we are putting a great deal of effort to resolve the problem, like the Ambalat issue. The gap is narrowing between our two countries. And of course, the maid issue, we're hoping that by 1st December, we can resume the utilization or the employment of Indonesian maids in Malaysia. So be assured that the leaders have a great deal of commitment towards a sound and warm and productive relationship between our two countries. But the sudden spike downwards in our bilateral relations does not reflect the overall sentiments and commitment of the leadership of both countries.